This is planet Earth, a place of statistical impossibilities where life has thrived against the narrowest of odds. Here, the line between reality and imagination grows thin, producing scenes that feel borrowed from dreams. Water has been the great sculptor, carving landscapes that read like fairy tales. From the rolling ripples of desert sand to the vast, creaking sheets of polar ice. Every corner of the globe keeps a story of evolution, wonder, and stubborn survival. Join us on an epic pursuit across towering mountains, abyssal oceans, and shadowed forests as we set out to uncover the places, the stories, and the hidden wonders that make this world our home. Welcome to Top Unreal Planet, the most unbelievable wonders of planet Earth. Mendenhall Ice Caves. Beneath the vast Mendenhall Glacier in southeast Alaska lies a world that feels almost unreal, a series of ice caverns glowing with shifting shades of electric blue. Formed by glacial meltwater carving tunnels through centuries of compressed ice, these caves change constantly as temperature and flow reshape their fragile interiors. Light filters through the frozen ceiling, bending and scattering until the walls shimmer like liquid glass suspended in time. Drips echo softly across the chamber, marking the slow heartbeat of a glacier in retreat. Visitors step carefully across the slick ground, their silhouettes dwarfed by arches that seem to breathe with the cold air. No two visits are ever the same. The caves may vanish within weeks or reform in unexpected shapes. Temperatures inside hover just below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, cold enough to hold the ice, yet warm enough for water to run beneath it. Here, under the weight of ages, nature's slow decay becomes a masterpiece, an unbelievable world of blue fire and silence. Aurora Borealis. Across northern skies, from Scandinavia to northern Canada and Alaska, curtains of green and violet light unfurl in slow, mesmerizing waves above sleeping forests and frozen lakes. Charged solar particles sweeping into Earth's magnetic field excite atoms high overhead, painting bands of shifting color across the night. The aurora folds and spills like liquid silk, its bands mirrored in black water and glassy ice to form strange, double images on the ground. Onlookers stand hushed on ridges and shorelines, breath fogging the air as cameras and eyes follow every move. At moments, the display intensifies, bright streaks of magenta and emerald cutting across the horizon before softening again. Remote clearings and coastal inlets become private stages, where the lights perform a slow, cosmic choreography. Each performance is unique, a fleeting, unforgettable encounter with one of the planet's most extraordinary natural shows.
Matterhorn.
A jagged, pyramidal peak rises sharply from the alpine skyline, its four steep faces slicing the air like a natural cathedral of stone. Straddling the border between Switzerland and Italy, it towers above the village of Zermatt at an elevation of 14,692 feet. Built by the collision of tectonic plates and sculpted by ice, the mountain's stark profile records a long history of uplift and glacial erosion. Sheer rock walls plunge into shadow, while remnants of glaciers cling to narrow ledges and crevasses that catch the last light of day. Climbers still test themselves on classic routes such as the Hernley Ridge, a line first reached in 1865 that quickly entered mountaineering lore. Weather can turn without warning, sending wind and cloud to hide the peak, so ascents demand care, skill, and respect for the mountain's mood. From observation terraces above Zermatt, or from high ridges reached by lifts, visitors watch the Matterhorn change color as sun and shadow move across its faces. Upon reaching the summit, skilled climbers can descend the steep, icy slopes by skiing, tracing thrilling lines that twist and curve down the mountain's sharp faces. The peak stands as a masterpiece of raw, unforgiving rock and ice, a monument to the enduring power and sublime scale of the high Alps.
Avenue of the Baobabs. Along a dusty stretch of road in western Madagascar, a line of ancient baobabs rises like sentinels from another age, their swollen trunks and bare crowns casting long shadows over the red earth. Some of these giants have stood for more than 8 centuries, surviving drought, fire, and the slow carving of the winds that cross the Manabe Plain. Their trunks, thick as small houses, store thousands of gallons of water, a quiet adaptation to seasons that can stretch endlessly without rain. At dawn and dusk, the silhouettes turn the road into a living corridor of history, where the past still lingers in the air. The path once linked small villages and rice fields, but today it feels like an open-air cathedral, formed not by stone, but by time itself. Travelers often walk its length in silence, sensing how rare it is for nature and memory to stand so still together. When the light fades, the baobabs remain, vast, unshaken witnesses to everything that has come and gone. Their stillness feels eternal, like a pause the earth itself has chosen to keep. Prambanan Temple. Rising from the plains of central Java, a cluster of slender stone towers pierces the tropical sky, their spires arranged in a perfect geometric harmony. Built in the 9th century under the Sanjaya dynasty, the complex honors the Hindu Trimurti, Brahma the creator, Vishnu the preserver, and Shiva the destroyer. Each temple was carved from volcanic rock, its surfaces covered with intricate reliefs that tell stories from the Ramayana and ancient Javanese mythology. Time has softened the sharpness of the carvings, yet their outlines still hold the rhythm of devotion and craftsmanship that shaped this sacred place. The central temple of Shiva rises nearly 150 feet, dominating the surrounding shrines
like a silent guardian of the plain. From above, the layout forms a perfect mandala, reflecting the order of the cosmos as understood more than 1,000 years ago. Visitors walking among the ruins often sense an echo, not of voices, but of balance between faith, stone, and air. Prambanan Temple remains a timeless testament to how human hands once reached upward, carving their prayers into eternity.
SIGIRIYA. Rising from the heart of Sri Lanka's plains, SIGIRIYA is a colossal rock fortress, soaring nearly 660 feet into the sky, its summit shaped like a crown of stone. Believed to have formed from an ancient volcanic core, the monolith rises so sharply that it appears to defy the lands surrounding it. At the top once stood a royal complex, a blend of carved foundations, water basins, and traces of brick walls that still outline its past grandeur. The ascent follows narrow paths etched into the rock, revealing the scale of both human effort and natural dominance. From the summit, the vast expanse of forest and distant hills spreads endlessly, a panorama suspended between earth and sky. The wind here carries a stillness untouched by time, brushing against stones that have witnessed centuries of rise and decay. Each weathered surface reflects the patience of creation, the slow meeting of rock, rain, and endurance. SIGIRIYA remains one of Earth's purest expressions of permanence, a monument carved by both nature and resolve.
NAVAGIO Beach.
On Zakynthos Island in Greece,
A crescent of brilliant white sand lies trapped beneath towering limestone cliffs, forming a hidden bowl that opens onto the deep blue Ionian Sea. Those cliffs were sculpted by waves over millennia, leaving sheer faces that soar nearly 800 feet above the narrow strip of sand. Half buried on the shore, the rusting wreck of a freighter sits as a silent, unexpected focal point against the otherwise pristine beach. The water shifts from glassy turquoise near the sand to deep cobalt beyond the cove, its clarity revealing the sudden drop of the sea floor. Bathers drift and float in the shallows, their quiet silhouettes tiny beneath the cliff faces, giving a human scale to this secluded amphitheater. From above, the cove reads like a secret, sealed from the open sea by a ring of stone and visible only to those who climb the heights. In summer, the surface warms to about 75 degrees Fahrenheit, while gentle waves trace slow patterns around the wreck and shore. Here, where time and tide have carved an impossible hollow, nature and history combine to create an unreal sanctuary of rock, water, and memory. Horseshoe Bend. High above the desert plains of northern Arizona, the Colorado River makes a sweeping curve through layers of ancient sandstone, carving a near-perfect horseshoe shape into the plateau. From the rim, the world seems to open outward, a vast expanse where the river glides in silence, tracing the memory of time with every turn. The canyon walls plunge almost 1,000 feet, their surfaces etched by wind and sediment, revealing the patience of water sculpting through stone. Standing at the edge, visitors appear motionless against the enormity of space, as if the landscape itself has quieted everything that enters its reach. Far below, small rafts drift along the emerald water, their slow circles emphasizing how immense the bend truly is. Even the sound of the wind feels distant here, lost between the ridges that have held their form for millions of years. This is not merely a view, but a lesson in stillness, where motion and permanence coexist in perfect balance. Horseshoe Bend remains one of Earth's rarest creations, a single curve that defines the unyielding artistry of nature itself. Blue Lagoon Geothermal Spa. On the Reykjanes Peninsula in southwest Iceland, a pale blue lagoon spreads across ancient lava fields, where slow streams of steam drift into the cold northern air. This geothermal pool was formed from seawater heated deep beneath volcanic rock, infused with silica and minerals that create a soft, milky glow. Its surface shimmers gently against dark basalt ridges, while mist moves quietly above the basin like a thin veil of light. Visitors float and relax in the warm water in near silence, their reflections fading and returning as the vapor thickens and parts. For a fleeting moment, the scene feels weightless, a peaceful breath shared between the earth and human presence. Here, Iceland's raw volcanic landscape turns into serenity itself, a surreal sanctuary born from the balance of fire and stillness.
Hookah Falls. Beneath the thick forests of New Zealand's North Island,
The Waikato River narrows into a deep volcanic gorge, where its calm surface suddenly transforms into a roaring descent known as Hookah Falls. Each second, more than 50,000 gallons of water surge through the rocky corridor, creating a force so immense that the gorge itself seems to vibrate with sound and mist. The torrent crashes into the pool below, throwing white spray high into the air and covering nearby rocks with a shimmering coat of moisture. From the bridges above, the view feels both immense and contained, a rare balance between fury and form. Compact yet relentless, Hookah Falls stands as a living reminder of the untamed energy that continues to shape these islands.
Bagan. Across the central plains of Myanmar,
Thousands of ancient temples rise from the flat earth, their brick towers forming a vast horizon of stone. Bagan was the heart of a powerful kingdom between the 9th and 13th centuries, a center where devotion and architecture fused into monumental form. Each stupa and shrine stands with a distinct silhouette, some topped with gilded spires, others smoothed by centuries of sun and wind. From above, the temples create a sweeping pattern, stretching endlessly through morning mist and dry plains. Paths wind between the structures, revealing the scale and organization of a civilization that shaped the land with precision. The Irrawaddy River flows nearby, mirroring the silent majesty of the ancient city in its calm waters. Travelers who arrive at dawn often find the plains veiled in soft haze, with only the occasional balloon drifting overhead. Bagan endures as a testament to human ambition and the passage of time, a city etched permanently into the earth.
Hvitserkur. Rising from the frigid waters off the northern coast of Iceland, Hvitserkur stands like a solitary stone guardian, its jagged form piercing the sea and sky. This basalt monolith, shaped by centuries of relentless waves and wind, rises nearly 98 feet above the North Atlantic, standing firm against the surf. Natural erosion has formed arches and irregular shapes along the rock, giving it the impression of a massive creature frozen in motion. Seabirds often perch along its ridges, filling the air with the cries of gulls and kittiwakes circling overhead. From the shoreline, Hvitserkur reflects the stark power of Iceland's volcanic coast, a landmark both isolated and commanding. At low tide, dark basalt reefs appear around its base, revealing the stone's long struggle against the relentless ocean. Photographers and travelers linger nearby, captivated by the interplay of stone, water, and sky that seems suspended in time. Hvitserkur remains one of Iceland's most striking natural sculptures, a testament to the patient artistry of wind and sea. Bangeok Falls. Rising along the borderlands of northern Vietnam, Bangeok Falls spreads across a wide river, its cascading waters dropping from multiple levels into a misty basin below. The falls sit amid rolling hills and dense forests, where limestone cliffs shape the flow and channel the river through narrow gorges. Each tier of water tumbles with steady force, forming natural pools
that reflect the motion of the surrounding landscape. Visitors moving along the riverbanks often pause to feel the spray and hear the constant roar, a reminder of nature's enduring energy. The surrounding terrain blends forested slopes and rocky outcrops, offering a sense of scale and isolation in the border region. At certain points, the river widens, creating gentle currents that contrast with the dramatic plunges of the main falls. Local paths allow travelers to approach from multiple angles, revealing the fall's layered formation and rhythmic descent. Ban Geoc Falls stands as one of Vietnam's most remarkable natural landmarks, a scene defined by water, stone, and enduring motion.
Plitvice Lakes. Spreading across the rolling hills of central Croatia, Plitvice Lakes form a vast system of interconnected waters, cascading gently from one basin to the next. The lakes sit amid dense forests and karst landscapes, where limestone formations guide the flow and create natural barriers between each pool. Water moves steadily over rocks and small falls, producing soft ripples and quiet currents that reflect the surrounding greenery. Visitors walking along wooden paths and bridges can observe the rhythm of the lakes without disturbing their calm, immersed in the gentle motion. Seasonal changes alter the scenery subtly, with mist rising in cooler months and sunlight shimmering on still surfaces in warmer weather. Each lake varies in size and depth, combining to form a mosaic of water bodies linked by streams and minor waterfalls. Birds and wildlife inhabit the forests and waters, adding quiet life to the tranquil panorama. Plitvice Lakes endures as one of Europe's most serene natural wonders, a harmonious balance of water, stone, and forest. Sagano Bamboo Forest. Stretching through the outskirts of Kyoto, the Sagano Bamboo Forest rises in dense, towering groves, where slender stalks
sway gently with the wind. Paths wind through the forest, guiding visitors beneath canopies that filter sunlight into soft, shifting patterns on the forest floor. The bamboo stands in close clusters, their height and uniformity creating a sense of rhythm and scale that feels almost endless. A gentle breeze carries whispers through the leaves, adding a subtle motion and sound to the otherwise quiet sanctuary. Occasional clearings reveal glimpses of distant hills or traditional structures, blending human presence subtly into the natural setting. The forest floor remains shaded and cool, preserving the calm atmosphere that has drawn travelers for centuries. Walking along the narrow trails, visitors experience a measured pace, noticing the vertical lines and serene repetition of the bamboo stalks. Sagano Bamboo Forest endures as a timeless landscape where human paths and natural growth exist in quiet harmony.
Pura Luhur.
Perched atop a rugged cliff along Bali's southwestern coast, Pura Luhur commands sweeping views over the vast Indian Ocean, its tiered shrines rising into the sky. The temple complex follows the contours of the rocky terrain, integrating seamlessly with the natural cliffs while preserving centuries of spiritual significance. Visitors ascend stone steps and meandering pathways that lead to terraces offering broad perspectives of waves crashing endlessly against the base of the cliffs. The steady ocean wind moves across the shrines, carrying a sense of timeless stillness that amplifies the sacred atmosphere of the site. From this elevated position, the horizon stretches without end, linking the temple's stone structures to the ever-changing expanse of sea and sky. Pura Luhur endures as a landmark of devotion and harmony, where human faith and the natural environment meet in quiet majesty.
Kauai.
Rising from the Pacific Ocean,
The island of Kauai presents a lush landscape of steep cliffs, deep valleys, and winding rivers, where dense tropical forests cover much of the terrain. The island's dramatic Nepali coast features rugged sea cliffs that plunge directly into the ocean, carved over millennia by wind, rain, and wave erosion. Hidden waterfalls spill down canyon walls into serene pools below, their waters threading through dense vegetation and creating moments of quiet beauty within the vast landscape. A network of trails and narrow paths winds through the interior, offering glimpses of remote valleys and high ridges, though much of the island remains largely inaccessible. Birdsong and the subtle motion of the forest canopy add life and rhythm to the otherwise still environment, emphasizing the island's isolation. From lookout points above the cliffs, the interplay of ocean, mountain, and sky provides perspective on Kauai's dramatic scale and natural complexity. Kauai endures as one of Hawaii's most remarkable islands, where volcanic history, lush forests, and rugged coastlines coexist in a spectacular, timeless panorama. Travelers witnessing the island from air or sea are met with a scene of vast, uninterrupted wilderness that seems untouched by human hands.
Lake Natron. Nestled along the edge of the East African Rift in northern Tanzania, Lake Natron stretches across a vast, shallow basin where mineral-rich waters create a strikingly still landscape. The lake sits at the foot of volcanic formations, its alkaline waters fed by hot springs and seasonal rivers, shaping a harsh yet visually compelling environment. Salt-encrusted shores and occasional rocky outcrops rise from the surface, giving subtle texture to the otherwise expansive, mirror-like waters. Flamingos and other birds gather along the edges, moving slowly through shallow pools and adding delicate motion to the otherwise quiet scene. The surrounding plains and volcanic hills emphasize the isolation and scale of the lake, creating a sense of remoteness in this East African setting.
Temperature and mineral content fluctuate seasonally, altering the water's appearance and the lake's ecological character over time. Lake Natron stands as a unique natural landmark where geology, wildlife, and extreme conditions converge to form a visually unforgettable landscape. From nearby vantage points, visitors witness a scene of still, expansive waters framed by volcanic terrain, a testament to nature's sculpting power.
Hawa Mahal. Rising along the streets of Jaipur, India, Hawa Mahal presents a 5-story facade of intricately carved sandstone, its hundreds of small windows forming a delicate lattice across the palace front. Built in the 18th century by Maharaja Sawai Pratap Singh, the structure was designed to allow royal women to observe street life without being seen, blending privacy with architectural elegance. The windows, known as jarokas, create patterns of light and shadow that shift throughout the day, emphasizing the palace's ornate detail and rhythm. The facade's tiered design narrows as it rises, giving the impression of a crown or a gentle ascent toward the sky. From the surrounding streets, the palace dominates the view, its intricate stonework drawing attention without overwhelming the cityscape. Hawa Mahal endures as an iconic symbol of Jaipur, where architectural artistry and cultural purpose merge in a singular, elegant form. Las Lajas Sanctuary. Nestled in a deep canyon along the Guaitara River in southwestern Colombia, Las Lajas Sanctuary rises dramatically from the rocky cliffs, its neo-Gothic spires reaching skyward. Built between the 18th and 20th centuries, the church spans a natural bridge, integrating seamlessly with the steep canyon walls and flowing waters below. Visitors cross the stone bridge that connects the sanctuary to the surrounding terrain, taking in the scale and engineering of the structure against the dramatic landscape. The river winds beneath the church, its currents echoing softly through the canyon, while moss and vegetation cling to the stone walls. Las Lajas Sanctuary remains an enduring symbol of faith and human ingenuity, harmoniously perched within one of Colombia's most remarkable natural settings. Lake Mecca. Situated in central Turkey, Lake Mecca rests within a volcanic crater, its shallow waters forming a circular basin that stretches across rugged terrain and distant rolling hills. The lake's smooth surface reflects the open sky, while mineral deposits along the edges create intricate natural patterns that reveal its volcanic origins. Small islets and mud formations rise gently from the water, adding subtle texture and dimension to the otherwise calm, expansive basin. Seasonal variations shift the water levels and clarity, slowly transforming the appearance of the landscape throughout the year. The surrounding terrain enhances the sense of isolation, emphasizing the crater's scale and the stark beauty of the environment. Lake Mecca endures as a rare natural landmark where volcanic history and serene waters converge to form a quietly majestic crater setting.
Underwater waterfall.
Off the southwestern coast of Mauritius, the underwater waterfall appears as vast amounts of sand and silt seem to tumble beneath the clear Indian Ocean waters, forming a striking optical illusion visible from above. Strong ocean currents gradually carry sediment over the edge of the continental shelf, giving the impression that the seafloor plunges into an abyss several thousand feet below the surface. From aerial perspectives, the contrast between the lighter shallow waters and the deeper slopes creates patterns resembling a waterfall frozen in time beneath the ocean. The surrounding ocean remains calm, while subtle currents continue to move sediments slowly, sustaining the illusion without interruption and producing a dynamic yet tranquil visual effect. Marine life navigates among the sandy slopes and nearby reefs, adding gentle, understated motion to the otherwise still underwater landscape that stretches across the coastal shelf. The shallow banks and coral formations
provide reference points that highlight the scale of the phenomenon and connect the optical illusion to the real coastal environment. This natural spectacle endures as one of Mauritius's most remarkable coastal wonders, where sediment, ocean currents, and light combine to create a scene that seems impossible yet entirely natural. Aerial observers witness a phenomenon that appears otherworldly, yet it exists completely within the laws of physics and the rhythms of the sea.